Okay. Good evening, guys. How are you doing today? Good evening, online. How was your weekend? Sunday. Okay. Good evening. Mm. Online. Okay. Okay. So let's jump on. What did we discuss in our last class? Okay. Shootout. Ready? So we started in our last class by saying, is it possible to attach one single volume to multiple EC2 instances at the same time? Answer is no. But if you need to have a shared storage, which service do you choose? EFS. What is EFS? Elastic File System. So EFS is completely managed by AWS. And EFS is for which type of operating systems? Linux. And EFS works on which protocol? NFS version 4 protocol. EFS is limited or unlimited storage? Unlimited storage. Do we need to pre-provision the EFS? No. Whenever, how much ever data you put inside it, automatically it increase and decrease the data. Okay. EFS is what based storage? File-based storage. File-based storage. Okay. So I have a lot of data in my on-premises. I want to move it to AWS within shorter period of time. So which service do you suggest? Snow Family. Which one? Snow Family. Are you my class only, no? I saw you only today. Online. Ah, nice. Good. Okay. Snow Family. So Snow Family, in Snow Family, how many devices are there? 3 devices. What are those? Snow Cone, Snow Edge, Snow Mobile. Snow Cone, what is the size? 8 terabyte. Snow Edge, 100 terabyte. And Snow Mobile, petabytes. Huge data. All this data will be moved to which service in AWS? S3. Which service? S3. So can we say this Snow Family is a physical data transfer? Yes. Okay. Okay. And then I have a lot of photos, videos, and all. Which service generally do you suggest? S3. Which one do you suggest? S3. But I am not accessing my data frequently. So would you suggest to keep it in S3 or would you move it to some other else? Glacier. Which service do you move? Glacier. So can we say Glacier is used for what purpose? Archive purpose. So it is cheaper than S3? It is cheaper than S3. And which service in AWS is a hybrid storage? Which one? Storage gateway. Which one? Storage gateway. Storage gateway meaning in on-premises you have the storage. Is it sufficient to have only 5 terabyte, 10 terabyte? No. So how would you access AWS storage services in on-premises? Through storage gateway. Which one? Storage gateway. Yes. Okay. And then we discuss about, yes. So which service do you suggest to create databases? RDS, full form of RDS, Relational Database Services. RDS is a database or a database service? Database service. So with RDS, what type of databases we create? RDBMS databases. What databases? RDBMS databases. Okay. And yes. RDS supports how many engines? 7 engines. What are those? That you easily say. MOM PMAI. Tell me the full form now. Here. MySQL, Oracle, MS SQL, Postgres, MariaDB, Aurora, IBM DB2. Very good. Which one is AWS proprietary engine? Aurora. Okay. So is it possible to log in, do RDB SSH to the DB instances? No, we can only connect and access it. We cannot log in as a machine, no. So which service is used for doing a database migrations? DMS. Which one? DMS, database migration service. Which is the service in AWS is for NoSQL database services? DynamoDB. DynamoDB is relational or non-relational? Non-relational. For a data warehouse, which service? Redshift. And then I have an application where the data is being frequently accessed from the database again and again. So what would you suggest to put in between? Elastic cache. What is elastic cache? In-memory database caching service. Say that again. In-memory database caching service. In Elastic Cache, how many engines does it support? 2 engines. What are those? Redis and Memcached. Redis and Memcached. Fantastic. Good. Okay. So fantastic. Okay, online, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay, nice. So let's move on to today's topic. Chitty, whenever I draw the diagram like this, what is this? Load balancer. What is load balancer called? ELB. What is that? ELB. Full form of load balancer is ELB, Elastic Load Balancer. And then you have the EC2 instances here. We know this concept already. Okay. Load balancer is a service or a server? It's a service. Load balancer is a service. Is it possible to log into the load balancer or access the load balancer? Access the load balancer. How? Using DNS name. Using what? DNS name. So here we have the DNS. So whenever you create a load balancer in AWS, as it is a service, how do we access? Through the DNS name. So whenever you create a load balancer, automatically DNS name will come. You know, how does the DNS name look like? It looks like this. http:// dot blah 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 something numbers dot elb dot ap minus south minus 1 dot amazon aws.com. So whenever you create a load balancer, the URL will be like this. Is it good URL? Nasty URL? How is the URL looking? Good or nasty? Say good or nasty? Nasty, no. That's why I call it as nasty URL. What is that? So would you give this nasty URL to the customer to access your website? Definitely no. So what you need to do for that nasty URL, you need to do the makeup. What you need to do? Makeup. So I don't want to give this nasty URL to the customer. Instead of that, I'll say, for example, boom.com. I'll do the mapping to this nasty URL. Yes or no? Instead of giving the nasty URL to the customer, I'll give the alias name for this nasty URL. Nice name. I'll give the friendly name as boom.com. Someone hits boom.com, Someone hit boom.com, automatically come to this URL. Boom.com and Nasty both are same or different? Both are same only, but the names are different because we cannot give this nasty URL to the customer. No, he will say that, hey, what is this big URL? What is the URL that you are giving? So instead of that, if you give a nice name like boom.com, facebook.com, google.com, it will be nice. So where do you do this makeup? There is a service in AWS called Route 53. What is that? Say that, Nana. Say that one more. Route 53. Many people will say Route 53, not route. It is route. Route 53. Okay. Route 53, it's a DNS service in AWS. What is that? It's a DNS service. What is that? It's a DNS service in AWS. Remember DNS we discussed in our starting days? What is DNS? Domain name server. What is the definition of it? It keep track of all host names and IP address, and it will convert IP to host, host to IP. So which is the service in AWS will act as a DNS service? Route 53. Which one, Anna? Route 53. In Route 53, it contains the nasty URL, nice URL. It contains, we do the makeup, we do the mapping. Where do we do the mapping? Route 53. Sir, that is good, sir. Our Route 53 is a DNS service in AWS. But what is 53 there? Age. Whose age? Jeff age. So 53, it's a DNS port number. What is that? DNS port number. DNS port number is 53. That is why we call it as Route 53. Why we call it as route here? Whenever you hit boom.com, the first request will come to where? Route 53. In Route 53, we create a record. What is this called, Nana? Record. What is this called? Record. What is a record? Boom.com mapping it to nasty URL. That is called record. Boom.com mapping to nasty URL. So this record will be inside the Route 53. Whenever someone hit boom.com in the browser, directly will come to the Route 53. In Route 53, it will check, Babu, where is the record? Boom.com meaning I need to go to this nasty URL. That's why it will go to the TLB. So there is a normal interview question. Whenever you hit your website, which is hosted in AWS, which is the service it will hit first? Route 53. Which one? Route 53. Because first it has to go to Route 53, no? Because mappings are there, records are there. Then it will go to the load balancer. So what is Route 53? Route 53 is a DNS service from AWS. Why we call 53? DNS port number is 53. What does the Route 53 contain? Records. Route 53 contains records. So first it will hit Route 53, then it will go to the load balance. Okay. Is it clear? What is Route 53? It's a DNS service. Route 53 is a DNS service from AWS. Why? What is 53 here? Why 53? Whose port number? You need to tell that. So DNS port number is 53. So whenever you create a load balancer, it will give the nasty URL. Is it good to give the nasty URL to customer? No. How do you do the makeup? Where do you do the makeup? Route 53. What do we create in Route 53? Records. What do we create? Records. Clear? And next, you're asking me, good evening, sir. Margaret, you're asking me or someone? Who? So, as per the three-tier architecture, remember, first you have what? Load balancer. After that, web servers. After that, application servers. After that, DB servers. So the question from Margaret is, don't we have web servers? What does the web server will do? What is web server? What is web server? Starting days, basics. Web servers will take the request and redirect to the application servers. Yes or no? Now, who is doing this work? Load balance is doing. But do we need the web server now? So replace the web server with the load balancer. Simple answer. That's the answer for that. Understood? Okay. So the next one we have here is VPC. What is that? VPC. What is that? You know that very well about the V. What is the full form of VPC? Virtual Private Cloud. What is that? Virtual Private Cloud. Not required. Not required. But if required, you can. See, architecture is depend upon your requirement. So if I say that there is no requirement of a web server at all, it's not correct, Margaret. Because based on your requirement, you can have the web server. There is no harm. But if you unnecessarily increase the number of layers, the request has to move from one layer to another layer. No, the latency will get increased. If the latency increase, what will happen? Performance impact will be there. For that reason, if there is a requirement, if there's necessity, then only you keep the web server. Otherwise, load balancer will do the work. There is a in real time, don't worry about this now. There is something called reverse proxy. We don't talk about that. But as they are asking experienced people, if you have this kind of setup, then you need to have a load balancer plus reverse proxy plus application plus database like this. Based on the architecture, you need to keep it. Okay, so VPC, virtual private cloud. Whatever the infrastructure that we create, everything should be inside the VPC or outside the VPC? Inside the VPC only. So can we say VPC is like a virtual data center in the cloud for us? Yes or no? In on-premises, we have data centers which is private for us. Everything we do it inside the on-premises. But whereas in cloud, what is our data center? VPC. Everything we set up inside the VPC. So can we say VPC is a virtual data center in the cloud? So entire setup should be inside the VPC. And VPC is regional, global. Regional, fantastic. How many VPCs you can create? Maximum 5 VPCs. Fantastic, yeah, you guys. And then, okay, see. Now we need to go and do the practicals in AWS, right? We need to go and launch the EC2 instance. We are going and launching the EC2 instance. This EC2 instance should be inside the VPC or outside the VPC? Inside the VPC. But did you create a VPC? Did you create a VPC? No. Then how do you keep your EC2 instance inside the VPC? So definitely your EC2 instance should be inside the VPC. But did we create the VPC? Answer is no. For that reason, before EC2, we need to talk about the VPC first and then go to EC2. VPC is a very big concept. For that reason, what AWS did was for everyone, hey Babu, don't worry about the VPC. I will give you the default VPC. What I'll give? Default VPC. Which VPC? Default VPC. So whenever you go to any region, there will be one default VPC. What we do, we'll use the default VPC and we launch the EC2 instance. When time comes, we will create our own VPCs. But until that time, which VPC we should use? Default VPC. Every region, as you said, VPC is regional, correct? VPC is regional, correct? So as VPC is regional, Mumbai has default VPC. Ireland has default VPC. North Virginia has default VPC. Sydney has default VPC. Every region has its own default VPC. If you want to go and launch EC2 instance in any region, you can go and launch in the default VPC. If required, can we go and create our own VPCs? Yes, we can create. But until that, we will be using only default VPC. Once we are comfortable, once we learn all the topics, once you're ready with all the technical things, we will create our own VPCs. Okay. So can we say what is VPC? It's like a virtual data center in the cloud. It is like a virtual data center in the cloud. Do you remember that hypnotism diagram? What is there on the top? You tell me, what is there on the top? AWS. Inside this? Very good. Inside this? VPC. Nice. Inside that? Availability zone. Inside that? EC2 instance. Very good. If you take one region here, we take any region, say Mumbai region. So how many regions that you can create in, how many VPCs you can create in one region? 5, 1, 2, 5. 5 VPCs you can create. VPC. And do we have a default VPC? Every region will have a default VPC. And VPC is regional. And AWS provides default VPC. So VPC is a very big concept, but I just touched only VPC. When time comes, we'll go deeper into that topic. But keep that in mind. If you want to secure your entire infrastructure should be inside the VPC. That is must and should now. Okay. Now let me give one scenario. See here, guys, carefully listen this. This is on premises. What is that? You know what is on premises, correct? What is on premises? Data centers which are handled by us. That is called the on premises. On premises is nothing but our company or not? You will be working in some company. That is a company. And you are inside the company and you have AWS here. This is AWS. This is your company and this is AWS. So end of the day, you will be working from the company to AWS, correct? You will be joining in some company. From that company, you are connecting to the AWS. How are you connecting from your company to AWS? From company to AWS, how are you connecting? Using what? Internet. Using what? Internet. Okay, of course, you need to have internet. This internet is shared internet or dedicated internet? Shared only, no? Shared only, no? This internet is a shared internet. Okay, maybe your, let's say for a company, which is our company? Boom company. Which company? I'm just giving example. Okay, which company we are all working for? Boom company. My own company, example. So Boom company. So you're all sitting inside my company, and from that company, you need to connect to the AWS. How do you connect? Using internet only, no? So my Boom company is using Airtel or Act or Jio or which is all the internet service providers. Okay. So are they giving a dedicated internet or shared internet for you? It is a shared internet. It is what internet? It is a shared internet. But from your company, you are connected to AWS using shared internet. Is that good? Is that good? Whatever the data that you have inside the company, you are storing in AWS through a public internet. The data is going in the shared internet. Is that good? So shared internet is public network or private network? Public network. But what network we need? Private network. Physical or virtual? Virtual. Now combine it. Virtual, private, network. What is that called? VPN. What is that called? VPN. So here we have VPN. So instead of going all our data from company to AWS, it is going through the shared internet, which is not good. For that reason, in that shared internet itself, we need to have our own private network, which is virtual. And that is called VPN. Have you heard about the name VPN? VPN, right? So that from company to AWS, how do you connect? Through what? VPN. Through what? Say that. Through what? VPN. What is the full form of VPN? Virtual private network. Virtual private network. Okay, good. That is very normal scenario in all the companies. Every company in the world, what they do is they will set up a VPN connection from their company to AWS. Every company, 100% all the companies will be connecting to AWS through their virtual private network. And remember, this VPN is also using in the backend shared internet only, no? Without internet, there is nothing. But inside the public, just imagine there is a big pipe. There is a big pipe is there. Inside the pipe, the entire internet is going. Entire internet is flowing. Traffic is going. That is shared internet. Inside this whole big public internet, we need to go very safely, no, inside it. We need to have our own pipe tunnel. So where that is called a VPN. That is called a VPN. But this still VPN is using shared internet concept only. But inside the shared internet, again, we are using the private. So that is the best of best that we can do it for now. But there are few companies, what they do is they say, hey, Babu, we don't want your VPN concept. We don't want VPN. We'll ask, Are, why? No, it is using in the backend shared internet. No problem, right? It is using shared internet, but inside the shared internet itself, we have a private network. No, what is the problem? And some company will say, so, no, I want to have a dedicated connection, not shared. I want to have a dedicated connection from company to AWS. I want to connect to AWS dedicated network. I don't want shared internet concept. So for this kind of people, what this AWS has done is AWS has implemented a service called Direct Connect. What is that? Direct Connect. So there will be a service where you can use from your company to AWS Direct Connect. What is it, Nana? Direct Connect. So Direct Connect uses AWS network, not internet. So, but assume this is like a lease line connection from your AWS to your company. Let's say in Hyderabad, we have Manjira water. Every house having a Manjira tap. So somewhere it is getting from nearby, correct? But what you're saying is, I don't want to get from this place. I want directly from river. I want a pipeline connection directly from river to my home. That is called dedicated connection or direct connect. Now you tell me. And what the taps that we are using normally, that is shared. Yes or no? There will be one Manjira big pipe will be there. From there, all the branches will come and the water is shared. But here, I want directly from river, I want to have a direct connection. You tell me which one is costlier. Here also same concept. If you need to have a direct connection from AWS to your company, obviously AWS will charge. Boom badal. I mean, good lot of, how much price that how much AWS will charge for this? $16,000 per month. $16,000. $1 is, assume 82 rupees or 80 rupees for now. 16,000 into 80. Just assume. So if you need to have a direct connect, so you need to go for this. So now we can answer which companies will go for direct connects. Who? NASA, ISRO, or big government projects, big, very confidential projects, Ambani's projects, Adani's projects. Who knows? Who knows? They don't want to share the internet connection. They need to have a dedicated connection, confidential data. So they will go with it because they get the money, they'll pay for it. Simple as that, right? So you don't need to think more about it, sir. How much telecom companies, all this, they will go with the direct connection. So can we say it is a lease line connection? It's a lease line connection from AWS, which is dedicated to customer. Is it possible to do practicals on this? Huh? Not possible. Okay. So it is very highly impossible. Is it clear, Nana? Till here? Online, is this clear? Super. Okay. So now I'm coming up with topic which is very, very, very important. Anyways, offline people, I have eye on them. Online people, I want you to concentrate this topic. After completing the topic, don't ask me, sir, please explain again. Because it's very deep, not difficult. It's a big topic, not big topic. I'll make it simple, but please concentrate. And also, please hold on your questions until I finish the topic. Because some people, what they do, when I start the topic, sir, what is that? This is how this is possible, that is possible. Everything will get covered, but just be patient. Okay. Ready online? Are you with me? Okay. So assume this is Mumbai region. Which region, Nana? Mumbai region. In this Mumbai region, what I did was I launched one EC2 instance. I deployed the application. Here, I put the application. Okay. In which region I have my application? Everyone, in which region we have the application? Mumbai. So those who are accessing my application, what is our application name? Boom.com. Which one? Boom.com. Company name? Boom. Application name? Boom.com. Instead of taking google.com, facebook.com, let's use our own one, no? Boom.com. Okay. So our application is boom.com. And now tell me, whoever is using boom.com from India, will they have low latency or high latency? Hmm? Those who are using from India, they have the low latency. Very good. Okay. Now, what sir, you're playing, sir. Okay. What are these? Ah, thank God. You didn't say solar system, idli vada. Huh? This is Ireland. This is Canada. This one, Sydney here. The Sydney. This one, Tokyo, Japan. Right? Kimama. Huh? So Tokyo. Tokyo. So I was there in Tokyo also. They don't call Tokyo. They call Tokyo. 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 I'm watching from Tokyo. Nice, Nisham. Okay. So, huh? Okay, so fine. So now we have these regions. Those who are accessing from India, they have the low latency. And those who are accessing from these regions, they'll have low latency or high latency. Abba, very nice. So you said high latency. Obviously, high latency. Very good. Now, can you please think how to make this, how to make for other regions low latency? Think and answer. What will you do? So our application is in only in Mumbai. Mumbai people are getting good access, good performance, but whereas other regions are getting low performance. So what will you do to resolve this? Think. Slowly you are changing as a solution architects. మెల్లగా గంగా చంద్రముఖిలాగా. Think like as an architect. Okay. Very good. Online people answered few things. How about offline? Okay. What you guys are saying is our application is in which region? Mumbai region. Can I say this? Where is my origin? Origin is Mumbai. Can I say origin? Origin meaning where? The original place. Where is our original application place? Mumbai. So we have here Mumbai. And from other regions, obviously, the latency is high. So what is your first thinking is, sir, your application, take this application, put it in every region. Take the application, put it in every region. Here, 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 here. In how many places we need to have application? 5 places. But I don't have budget that much. Our company doesn't have that much budget to launch EC2 instance and load balancer set up in 5 regions. You understand? I'm giving the statement, problem statement. So here we have Ching Chong, user Ching Chong from Tokyo. So user Ching Chong is trying to access boom.com, but whenever he is accessing the boom.com, the request is coming all the way from Tokyo to Mumbai, and from Mumbai it is going to here, which is having low latency or high latency? High latency. High latency, high latency, high latency, high latency, high latency. So what you guys are telling is to launch EC2 instance in each and every region where I don't have the budget. So for this, AWS came up with a service called Cloud Front. What is that? Cloud Front. Where is the cloud? In front. Where is the cloud? In front. So here, there is a service called Cloud Front. With this Cloud Front, once we do the configuration, what will happen? You know, for user, the application is in front only. The application is in front, where AWS has implemented a concept called edge locations. What is that, Nana? Say that. Edge locations. Every region has its own edge locations. What is that? Edge locations. Very important. Edge location, edge location, edge location, edge location, edge location. Every region will have not only one edge locations, so many edge locations. What does this edge location will do is cache. What does it do? You know what is cache? Where it is all frequently accessed will be stored in that place. So yes, no, okay. So here we call it as cache. What does the edge locations will do, Nana? Cache. It will cache your application. What does it do? It will cache the application. Which service is this? Which service? CloudFront. What does the CloudFront has? Edge locations. What does the CloudFront has? Edge locations. What does the edge location will do? Cache. What does the edge location will do? Cache. These edge locations are completely managed by whom? AWS, not us. We don't need to worry where are the edge locations. We don't need to log into the edge locations. We don't need to do nothing. Where is our application? Origin application, which region? Mumbai region. What you need to do is simply open CloudFront service. There, we need to create something called distribution. What we need to create? In EC2, what do we create? EC2 instance. In S3, what do we create? Buckets. In RDS, what do we create? Databases. Similarly, in CloudFront, what do we create? Distributions. What do we create? Say that. Online, put it in the chat. What do we create in CloudFront? Distributions. So we need to create a distribution. In distribution, we need to say that, hey, Babu, my origin application is in Mumbai load balancer. And then give some configuration and hit enter. That's it. And our CloudFront, what does it do? You know, this application will be cached into this edge locations. All your application and data will be cached into the edge locations. It looks like crap. No. And you know, from Mumbai, the data is getting cached to Tokyo edge locations. Yes or no? And how does the data is going through the internet only? No. Is it good to go to the internet? It will take a lot of time. No. For this, AWS has a network which the content is delivered, and that is called CDN. What is that? Content Delivery Network. What is that? We no need to do anything here, but I'm saying the network name is CDN. The network name is, all your data will be cached in the edge location using CDN. Content Delivery Network. All your content is delivered to the edge location using what network? CDN, Content Delivery Network. Now, our Ching Chong is trying to access the application. Now tell me, Ching Chong is here in Tokyo, correct? Ching Chong is here. Instead of going directly to the Mumbai, now where he will go? Edge location. Edge location will respond immediately to the use Ching Chong. Similarly, Sydney person, similarly US, similarly Canada, similarly Ireland. Like this, similarly throughout the world, edge locations are there, and using CloudFront, you can cache your application in the edge location, and then you need to configure it. Simple. So simply we have the user. Generally, whenever user hits, directly it will go to where generally? Load balancer. Yes or no? Whenever someone hit, see, boom.com, he hit. Whenever hit boom.com, where does it go? Load balance. First, it will go to our route 53. From there, it will go to load balancer. Yes or no? Is this clear? This is a normal scenario. Everyone. Is it clear? User is there. Whenever he hit boom.com, it will go to route 53, and route 53 will get routed to load balancer. This is with CloudFront, without CloudFront. Without CloudFront. With CloudFront, how does it go? We have user. Whenever he hit boom.com, it will go to route 53, and route 53 will send to CloudFront, and CloudFront will send to load balancer. That is without CloudFront. This one is with CloudFront. You getting it? You getting it? Online? Is it clear till here, everyone? Online, is this clear till here? Okay, now, Chitty, these edge locations are completely managed by? Edge locations are completely managed by AWS. Do we need to worry about the edge locations? No. Now the question here is, sir, how long my data will be cached in the edge location? How long? There is something called TTL. What is that? Time to live. What is it, Nana? Say that one more time. Time to live. Here, time to live, say, let's say, for example, I have given us 12 hours. Now tell me, your data is cached for how many hours? I'll give you a real-time example now. Let's say, for example, in our boom.com example, you put iPhone 15, instead of putting 1 lakh, you put 10K. How much you put? Possible. What the developer did was, yes, sir. You want to talk?
Yeah, good evening all. Online students, am I audible? Yeah. So I'm sharing the Google Classroom link as well as the Telegram link in the chat. You can join the Google Classroom, and while joining the Google Classroom, only one email ID should be there in your device. It may be mobile or it may be your laptop. Only one email ID should be there. If you have multiple accounts, you won't be getting, you will not be able to log into the Google Classroom. So sign out all the accounts. Just keep one email ID which you have shared to us, and you can join the Google Classroom. Is that clear, guys? Online students? Yeah, I've shared the details. You can join the Google Classroom and Telegram group. And offline students, after the class or tomorrow before the class, you meet Mr. Ajay. He will add you to the Google Classroom, as well as he will give you the Telegram link also. If you have any non-technical queries, you can contact us. Technical queries, you can drop a message in Telegram group to Riyaz sir. Okay, even Riyaz sir will be there in the group, so you can feel free to ask your queries. Is that clear, guys? Online students and offline. Okay, after the class or tomorrow before the class, you meet him. Okay, thank you. So thank. పెట్టాను కదా సార్ నేను.
మళ్ళీ పెట్టండి. Everyone. Yeah. Oh, okay, sir. Thank you. Okay, so that was the announcement. That was related to your Google Classroom, where we'll be sharing the materials and also any kind of updates related to the class. So as you said, please maintain only one email. So don't go with multiple emails, so that if they get to know, obviously they will get to know and they will block from the Google Classroom. So this is what Mr. Srikanth sir has said. So please. Okay. Okay, let's come back. Are you with me? Online? Not yet. Okay. So I'm repeating CloudFront. What is the service name here? CloudFront. What does the CloudFront has? Edge location. Say that. What does the CloudFront has? Edge locations. What does the edge locations will do? Cache. What does the edge location will do? Cache. How does the content is delivered from your origin to edge locations using what network? Content delivery network. What network? Content delivery, or you call it as CDN. So what is TTL? Time to live. So how much time your data should be cached on the edge location will be decided by this TTL. So example, you have given the TTL as 12 hours. Let me give an example now. Let's say you have iPhone. Let's say in boom.com, iPhone instead of 1 lakh, you put as 10,000. Missing couple of numbers or one number is missing. And you deployed. And everything, it is getting updated. It is getting updated. So your boom, this iPhone 10K is updated in all the edge locations, and your user is able to see iPhone as 10K. Yes or no? Around the globe, in your application, iPhone is 10K. Is it good? Everyone will start purchasing, no? Once they did the payment, what will you do? It's very big risk, correct? So your manager saw that, hey, Babu, what you have done? Why you put 10K? You need to put 1 lakh. And now you tell me, you went and updated this iPhone from 10K to 1 lakh. Tell me, will it get immediately updated in edge locations? Will it get immediately updated in edge locations? Yes or no? No. Why? Because of 12 hours. Because of what? 12 hours. Because your content is cached for how much time? 12 hours. So these edge locations will not come back to your origin application and collect the latest data for how many hours? 12 hours. After 12 hours, automatically it will come and collect the latest data. So is it possible to wait for 12 hours? We need to do it immediately. For this kind of requirement, there is a small feature called invalidate cache. What is that? Invalidate cache. What is that? Invalidate. Invalidate cache meaning we can purposefully go and invalidate particular cache so that it will immediately take the latest data from the origin. So is it possible to delete the cache? Yes. Using what concept? invalidate cache. There is a question like this. Is it possible to delete the cache from edge location? Yes. What is the concept? Invalidate cache. Understood? What is invalidate? So invalidate cache, you can delete the cache in edge location. EL meaning edge location. So data is cached based on the TTL value. Correct, Nana? You're getting it? So we need to configure edge locations using CloudFront. Is it clear till here? You're getting what you're getting the invalidate cache? You got the cache, invalidate cache example? Online, is this clear till here? So in CloudFront, what do we create? In CloudFront, we create what? Distribution. What is that? We create distribution. What does this in distribution it contains? It will ask for origin. It will ask also for, it will ask, is it only for 5 regions? Is it throughout the world? Whenever you're creating a distribution, it will ask, Babu, in which countries that you want to cache? If you say all, it will be cached throughout the world. And it will ask, will you cache only in US, only in Europe, or will you cache only in Asia? So based on the continents. If you select any particular continent, it will be cached only in that continent, and rest it will not be cached. But if you select everything, then it will be cached everywhere. Select continents. And also it does geographical restrictions. Now, what is that? Geographical restrictions. Geographical restrictions meaning, let's say for example, if your boom.com should not work in particular countries, we can block them. We can block our website for some countries. Is that possible? You can whitelist or you can blacklist also. Let's say for example, which is our website name? Boom.com. I don't want boom.com to work in example. Give me country. No offense here. China, for example. China. So can we block? Can we blacklist it? Yeah. Not only China, we can do Australia, Sydney, US, Ireland, whichever region it is. So is it possible to do this geographical restrictions? Yes. Where? In which service? CloudFront. In which service? CloudFront. Now, is this clear till here, everyone? So here, CloudFront has edge locations. Edge locations are connected with CDN. Is it clear on the CloudFront, everyone? Online? So edge location will do application caching. No, this is one certification question. Does edge location will cache only static data, dynamic data, or both? Both static and dynamic data will be cached. That is the certification question. Clear? Online, is this clear till here? Sir, will CloudFront will have a load balancing or ELB with one per application? So no, CloudFront will just redirect to your load balancer. That load balancer has to set up by us. Okay. CloudFront is just a service which has edge locations where you need to go to CloudFront and create a distribution, select the origin, which is your load balancer, and then just deploy it. And automatically all your entire application data will be cached in the edge locations. Margaret, this for you. Okay. Super. And next thing here is IAM. What is that? Identity and access management. Say that, Nana. Identity and access management. Okay. So do you all agree that everyone we need to go and sign up to the AWS account? Do you know that? Yes, right? So if you want to send email, Gmail, what you need to first you need to sign up to the Gmail. If you want to have a Facebook account, first you need to sign up to the Facebook account. If you want to have LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever it is, first what you need to sign up. So if you want to do the practicals, we need to sign up to the AWS account or not? Okay. So now assume that we are all in one company. You're all in one company. I'm the head of that. I'm the team leader for that company. We are doing the project. Now tell me, you're all working in my AWS account or you will have your own individual personal account? Company account or individual account? Everyone. Company account, right? You will all be working inside the company. Why do we work in your individual accounts? Why do you work in your personal accounts? No, right? You'll be working with the company account. So I have my AWS account. I'll be having the AWS account. And what I need to do, I need to create users in my account. All your users. I'll be creating users. If you have 100 people, 100 users I need to create in my AWS account. Yes or no? So that all your users, you will be working inside my account, right? And where do you create those users in AWS? IAM. And that users are called IAM users. What users? IAM users. Or IAM account. Or IAM account. Getting it? IAM users or IAM account. Okay, now that is in the company point of view. Now we are all inside, we are learning the course. Now you tell me, in this course, you need to have your individual account or you will be creating in my account? Yes or no? You will be having your own individual accounts. So what you need to do, you need to go and sign up to the AWS account. What you need to do? Sign up the AWS account. How you're signing up to your Gmail, Yahoo and all? Similarly, you go to Google and just type AWS account sign up, and then it will ask first name, last name, all these things, and you need to sign up. And that main account, we call it as root account. What account? Main account. Which one? Main account is called the root account. Inside this, can you create users? And what the users are called? IAM users or IAM account. Root user, IAM user. What are the two types of users we have? Root user, IAM user. Say that, Nana. Root user, IAM user. You understand? Everyone, you got this point. There are two types of users. What are those? Root user, IAM user. Okay. I think you're not overloaded, right? Overloaded or not overloaded? Loaded, huh? Online. Okay. No. Okay, let's do one thing. Because if I start this, half of the topic will get completed and next half will be tomorrow, which I don't like. I want all the topic in one class. Okay, it's not good to split the topic. So what I do is I'll stop here. No, everyone are very interested, but it's okay. Sometimes, we need to give a little bit gap. Okay. So I'll stop it. But you understood what is IAM? So tomorrow also I'll talk about this IAM. Just I'll give the overview of the IAM. See, listen this. Okay, I'm continuing it. See. So everyone need to go and sign up to the AWS account. And remember, have you heard about Sandbox? Everyone, in our Naresh Shetty, they said, na? You will get sandbox, sandbox, sandbox. So what you thought about sandbox? They'll give one box with under sand inside it. Uh, so box of sand. So sandbox meaning generally, if you want to do the practicals, you need to have your own account or not. You need to go and sign up to the AWS account. Instead of that, Naresh IT will give you the account. That is called sandbox, where you can do the practicals in Naresh IT accounts. But as Naresh IT account is providing, will they give full access to you? No, very limited access. But if you create your own account, you have full access or not? So there are no restrictions inside that. So what I suggest is, anyways, Naresh IT will give you the sandbox. You will use it. But I also want you to set up your own individual AWS accounts. Why? I'll tell you. See, in Naresh IT sandbox, you don't have, so you do the practicals and in few hours that environment will get destroyed automatically. There is no chance that you will get the bill inside it, because that is whose account? Naresh IT is managing it. Whereas if you have your individual accounts, and that too, if you're using Naresh IT account, you will be very careless because it is not your account, no. So I said, don't click that. What will you do? I'll click this because that is not our account, no. That is Naresh IT account. So there will be a big banner called, don't go and click here. What you do? You go and click here inside it because you don't know the pain of it. Because who will be paying the bills for all? Naresh IT, not you, kada. And if you have this kind of mindset in your real time, it's not good. In real time, who should be accessing? Who should be handling the cost and all? You only. You only. But the payment will be done by the company only. But it is your responsibility to maintain the cost. To maintain the cost. So if you don't know the pain of the money or the pain of the bill, how do you learn and do it in real time? For that reason, what I'm saying is, please have your own individual accounts. That meaning you will understand what to create, what not to create, where to go, what not to go. And you will be having very little bit, fear about bill. Of course, if you follow me, you don't get the bill. Remember guys, if you follow me, I'll tell you what to click, what not to click. I'll tell you where to go, where not to go. You follow me. If you follow me, you don't get the bills. But if you don't follow me and so-called sugar patients, it's up to you. Because I am putting you into the real time. How does the real time will work? I want you to experience the same thing. For that reason, please set up your own individual accounts also. While you're setting up individual accounts, it will ask for debit card or credit cards. Till now you are happy. Now your face is changed. Huh? No problem. When you are setting up AWS account, they will ask the debit cards or credit cards. So give it, no problem. They will deduct you 2 rupees. How many rupees? Only 2 rupees. That will get refund also. Okay, only 2 rupees. They will refund it. So please set it up, and all the kind of practicals we'll do in your individual accounts. And if required, you can do it your sandbox, Naresh IT sandbox also. Getting in, Nana? So what is your task today is to set up, to sign up AWS account. So if you feel that, no, sir, I don't want to set up, sir, then no problem, use Naresh IT sandbox. But in Naresh IT sandbox, some things that you can do, some things you cannot do. But I want you to experience all the concept. For that reason, I'm saying, please set up your individual account. There is no harm in it and there is no problem in it also. Okay, Nana? So remember, your account should be less than 1 year. Those who had the accounts already and which is 1 year completed, I recommend you to create another new account. You should have your Gmail, right? And then create it. Veera. Okay? Any questions? I'll stop it here. Any questions? So if you are setting up your account, that is your main account, kada? That is your main account. So that that account is called root account. What account? And if you're creating users inside it, that is called IAM account or IAM user. There are two types of user. What are those? Root user, IAM user, or root account, IAM account. So initially what you have, root account or IAM account? Root account. I'll show you later how to create a IAM accounts. Okay, Nana? So what you need to do is just go to Google here. See, go to Google and type AWS free sign up. Do you see? AWS free sign up. And do you see here? Free. You like free, correct? That's it. This is the URL. So click on create a free account. That's it. Here it says root user email address. Understand what is root user now? So put your email ID, Gmail, and give some name, verify email address. You will get an email to your account, verify it, and then click on next, and it'll give the, remember, give proper details. Give proper details. And then it is better to give proper details, no hacking, no fake details, nothing, because it's a proper thing. And then whenever it asks for personal or business, select personal. Select anything is fine. Okay. And then it will ask for the credit cards or debit card. You put a RuPay card sometimes will not work. Which card? RuPay card. Master, Visa, anything is fine. Sometimes RuPay also will work. So please go and sign up to the account. And you will understand in the real time how it works. Okay. There is a question. Hi, sir. I have used AWS account long time and two very limited time. So I'm not sure if it is complete or not. Create new one, Kishore. Create new one. Okay. Nice. Take the screenshots. Okay. And the next. And Babu. CloudFront is global. Now take one more pick. Because the CloudFront has to give for the entire global, for that reason, it is global. Ashwin. So if you have application only in one region, whereas in that region, you will get a low latency while accessing the application. But if you have the customers across the globe, and you have application only in one region, obviously across the globe, they'll get a high latency. In order to fix this, AWS came up with a service called CloudFront. So whereas in this CloudFront, what is the concept we have? Edge locations. So these edge locations are completely managed by AWS. And edge locations, what does it do? It will cache. What does the edge location will do? Cache. It will cache your application. And how does the network, how does the data is transferring from your origin to edge location using CDN? What is CDN? Content Delivery Network. That is a overview of it. Okay, Nana. Good. Yes, it is mandatory, Sarita. Otherwise, you cannot do the practicals. So by tomorrow, will you set up your account? By tomorrow, will you set up your AWS account? Huh? Yes, all the data, if you have reports and all, Anand, that will be stored in edge locations. It will store dynamic and static data, both. So guys, please don't take it as light. Please set up your AWS accounts. Without AWS accounts, you cannot do the practicals. Okay. Guys, you have an announcement, just a second, from mentors.
Good evening, guys. We are the AWS Lab mentors. Okay. We are the AWS Lab mentors. My name is Mahendra. His name is Rohit. We are there to help you while the practicals are going on. We are there to help to you to do practicals. Sir will give the tasks to you while the practical started. Okay. The lab timings are morning 8 to evening 8. For online students, lab timings are 9 to 1, 2 to 4. For NRI students, 6 to 7:30. Thank you, guys. And bring your own laptop. There is Wi-Fi facilities also there. Okay. So thank you.
Thank you. I'll announce.
Laptop floor. Third floor.
Okay, so I'll announce this once again. Yeah, I'll announce. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so as you have seen here, offline people, so these two people are your mentors, AWS mentors. So once we start the practicals, I'll be giving you the tasks. I'll show you all the practicals here, and I'll ask you to repeat the same practicals. And what you do, you need to complete those practicals. So if you have any questions and doubts, these people are lab mentors, which is allocated, dedicated for you only. If you have any doubts, any questions, you can go to the third floor here, offline people, get your own laptops, and then you can sit next to them, and then you can start doing the practicals. You can do it by yourself, but if you have any questions and doubts, these guys will help you. And online people also, they already set the timings from 2 to 4 in the evening, afternoon. So they will give the Zoom link. You can join the Zoom link. And if you have any questions, ask them. It is not like they will repeat the entire practicals. No, it is not like that. So you have to do the practicals. If you have any questions and doubts, they will help you. And of course, I'm also will be there. I'll also be there. If they cannot do, I'll also help you there. Okay. Okay, guys. So to reach that practicals, we still have time. Maybe in a week, it might take. So because we are going with the overviews. After that, we need to go with one of the service, and then we go the practicals. Okay. Okay, can you give the final CC for today, please? CC with smile online. So please complete your sign up procedure by tomorrow. Everyone should have AWS accounts. Okay. That is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Good night.